Hey guys, I wanted to make another video that is pretty different from the rest of my videos. It's about 2 in the morning and I'm just waiting for my clothes to get out the dryer. So I thought this would be a good time to do it. And Sparky makes another appearance. Because this has been a really rough emotional day, so he's just here to cheer me up. Um, what I want to talk about in this video is people not understanding neurodiversity or mental illness, specifically family members, and how sometimes um, you feel like you don't really fit in. Um, and so, to start, the reason that this video came about was because um, one of my relatives had sent me a text and was telling me that we needed to talk face to face about something. And so when the person texted me, I was like, okay, can we um, do it now or do it tomorrow? And we had plans to do it the next day because it was kind of late in the evening. So, for those who don't know, I do have um, generalized anxiety and OCD pretty bad. So, the first mistake that this person made that they probably didn't know was not to tell somebody who's anxious and obsessive that you have to talk to them about something and then you delay it. um, and so I was stressing about that the rest of the night and into the day. And the next day it comes time to meet up with the person, and they've made other arrangements and they can't meet with me. So that freaks me out even more. We were scheduled, we rescheduled to meet later in the evening, which basically didn't happen. Um, I didn't hear back from the person, so I ended up calling them and they happened to fall asleep. And I said, well, can we talk about this now? Because it really caused me a lot of anxiety and stress last night, and it caused me a lot of stress today. And they were still like, no, we're having it face to face. It's an in-depth discussion about you being and 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 adult. And so I was really frustrated because this person, it was frustrating because um this person does not understand um anxiety or mental illness very well, and the reaction was not a positive one, um because when you express that something is has triggered you to the point of having anxiety and not being able to concentrate, and you still put it off, that's really not fair at all. And so I was really frustrated, and I um, called my doctor because she's very supportive of me, and I was talking to my doctor about it. And my doctor knows my family dynamics, so the my doctor was saying that I shouldn't have the conversation with this person, because my doctor knows that this person doesn't understand um, neurodiversity or mental illness, and the conversation would not go well, and it would just cause me more stress. And I agreed, and I was trying to explain something to people on Facebook about family dynamics. Basically, long story short, as short as I can make it, my family has very high expectations. And when I'm referring to family here, I'm specifically talking about my mom's side because this is how I'm being affected. Um, they've always had very high expectations for me and my cousins, and I I am the oldest of the grandchildren, and I was pretty much the one who needed the least effort in school for the most part. I caught on to things really quickly, and I excelled in college. My undergrad, I did really well, but I was having trouble getting into grad school. So I finally did get into grad school. um, my hair. I finally did get into grad school, and I lasted about 3 weeks because I was having a mental something. I don't know if it was a mental breakdown, but basically something was going on. I was having suicidal thoughts, and so I called my doctor. My doctor recommended that I come back home because I was out of state, and so I came back home to get help. And my mom and my dad and my stepdad were very supportive of me when I came back. They went to my doctor's visits with with they went to my doctor's visits with me, and I had some relatives who were upset about the fact that I came home. They said that I was being dramatic and making this up, and I only wanted to come home to be under my mom because I'm a mama's girl. And I am a mama's girl, but I wouldn't have done all that hard work to get into grad school just to come back home because I miss my mom. And so that really upset me. I had another relative who said that if I was um, having suicidal thoughts, why didn't I just kill myself? And that was really upsetting. The relationship has never been the same between me and this person for that reason mainly. And um, I had extended hospital stays, several hospital stays, and I ended up losing my job. And I had the same relatives get upset with me again, because I lost my job. So now I'm just, I was always considered odd and different from the family. So now I'm just odd, and I'm considered lazy because I quit grad school and lost my job. And I was explaining, I was trying to explain this to a support group on Facebook about how um, strange family dynamics are and people don't necessarily understand. And um, it got posted to my public page on accident, and I had some people upset with me, and I kept rereading what I wrote to see um, where I had gone wrong, and I couldn't see where I had gone wrong except for tell the truth. Um, my mom's family is, um, they can be loving. They're very intelligent, but they have extremely high expectations, and they haven't grasped the fact that things don't always go as planned as you work them out in your head. And it wasn't until I got um, sicker that I realized this too. I never thought I would end up in a hospital several times. I never thought I would lose my passion for the job that I had always wanted. And things just don't go as planned. And some people just don't understand that. And they have these high expectations and they're just mad when they get changed, or maybe not mad, but they just don't understand how things work. And so um, I realize now, since my mom has been away on business out of town, and it's been a while, that I really don't fit into my mom's family as much as I thought I did. Um, I just don't fit their mold, um, don't really fit their views, haven't lived up to their expectations. One way I realized this was Christmas Eve. We have an annual Christmas Eve party, and my mom couldn't come back in town for the party, and so it was pretty much me there without her. And I realized I couldn't connect to anybody. It's always separated men, women, and children. um the women, most of them are teachers, so they were talking about, school and their kids, and I couldn't connect to that conversation. And then the women and kids started playing music and dancing. uh I don't dance, don't enjoy the same type of music, so I go into the room where the men are, and they're talking politics, which I found really interesting, so I wanted to sit there and listen. But because I'm a woman, I was kicked out the room. So I basically ended up just playing with the kids, and then once I got tired of that, I spent some time upstairs by myself in a dark room playing on my phone, feeling pretty lonely. And it's also been other experiences that make me realize I don't fit in. I don't get invited to family outings that are happening right down the street from me. I've talked to a particular relative about this and the way I feel about it, and things haven't changed. And um, I basically realize that I'm just tired of it, and tired of trying to fit their mold. And I try to explain things to them and let my differences be known. These relatives know that I have high anxiety and OCD. Um, they've never tried to look anything up about it themselves to try to understand. They've never asked me questions about what would make me more comfortable or what they can do to help me. I told this particular relative that I was really close to about my autism diagnosis, and they um, had no questions for me, just seemed completely uninterested that I had just told them this news. And I was talking to them through the whole process of getting diagnosed and everything, and it still didn't seem to matter. So um, I've come to the conclusion, since my mom has been working away, that I really don't fit into the family. And I accept it. I mean, that's just the way it is. I'm tired of trying to be something I'm not. I'm tired of trying to change myself to fit in. I fit in very well with my dad's family. Honestly, I've always felt closer to them. They're just quieter. They're um, more. I don't know the word for it. I've just always been closer to my dad's side of the family anyway. So for those of you who have a mental illness or are neurodiverse, um, I'm sure that you understand. I think we all have some family members or a whole side of our family who just don't get it. So I would like for you to know that you're not alone. And if you ever want to message me on here, um, on my YouTube channel, you can. Or I also have a certain email that I'll check, and you can, email me how you're feeling, or if you want to make a video response or anything. Um, Sorry that this video has been so long, but I had a lot to say, and I still don't think I covered it all. So if you stayed with it through the end, then thank you. Good night.